Having a baby, that's a big deal. Having a baby in Costa Rica, what do you know about that? Well, that's hopefully what we're going to talk about today and give you an overview, let you know the ins, the outs, the pros, the cons, and the benefits. My name is Chris Spears. I just had a baby, so that's why we decided to do the blog about that. So I made some notes. We thought we'd cover a few details that hopefully will answer some questions that you've had and will give you a better idea of what that process is like. Let's start with the woman is pregnant. So my wife was pregnant. She would go to the hospital, get her little checkups here and there, and then something interesting happened. So my wife comes home and says that she's going to start taking a class, and the class will last 6 to 8 weeks. And I said, well, what is the class? What is that all about? This, I think, is awesome. So my wife explains to me that the class will be 1 day a week, about 6 hours a day, and about 20 pregnant women will get together. And then each week, the hospital will bring in somebody different. They'll bring in a specialist in pediatric. They'll bring a specialist in nurse. They'll bring in another specialist that has given birth to hundreds of babies. And what they do is they bring them in. They have the room of 20 roughly women that are all pregnant, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. And then they just let them ask questions. And all of these women will ask these specialist questions about what's the deal with this? What's the deal with that? What should I know about this? What should I know about that? And then the specialist just goes about answering them, preparing them, helping them get over all of their fears. And so my wife would come home from those and tell me about what she had learned. And I was really impressed. I'd never heard of this in the United States before. And all of this was completely free, all included in the socialized medicine. So we start with that. And my wife would come home and tell me, need to be aware of this when the baby is born, and this when the baby is born, and this, and this, and this. And I had never heard of any of these. And so it was really beneficial, really helped me and my wife to get prepared. So how about the cost? Well, we had the option, we could have the baby with a private doctor in a private hospital, and there would be a cost associated with that. It'd be $4,400. And that's kind of the route that we were leaning towards. Even though me and my wife are both part of the socialized medicine here in Costa Rica, we thought maybe it'd be better to have the baby in the private hospital, have our own doctor in our own room. And then our doctor at the private hospital who had been doing the ultrasounds, he told me, he said, Chris, I got to tell you something. He said, if you have your baby here in the private hospital and anything goes wrong during the giving birth process, we're going to immediately transfer your wife, you and the baby, to the public hospital. And I said, well, why is that? He said, because in the public hospital is where they have the state-of-the-art equipment, and that's where the doctors are with the most experience who have given birth hundreds of times, and so they're most equipped to handle it. And I said, so any problem, you're going to take us over there? Why don't we just start there in the first place? So me and my wife decided to have it in the public hospital. And part of the class that my wife went to that was free, one day they scheduled all the husbands to come. So I went, meet with the nurse who was going to be in charge of giving birth, and she takes us all through the process. Okay, the day that your wife is going to give birth, you're going to enter the hospital here. And then right after that, they're going to take your wife to this little room, they're going to do this. And then as soon as she's done doing that, they're going to put her over here, you're going to do that, and then you're going to end up over here in this room, and that's where your wife is going to wait until she's ready to give birth. Once she's ready to give birth, we're going to take you, the husband, over here. This is where you'll get dressed in different clothes, and then we'll take you and your wife over to this other room, and that's where she's going to give birth. This is where you will stand, this is where she will lay down, this will be the whole process, and they just go over everything. They let us ask all the questions that we had, and it just completely got us over all of the possible reasons to be nervous that we could have, right, to a reasonable degree. So, cost, free. Quality of care, quality of preparation, amazing. What was the hospital like? So the hospital in Costa Rica, it leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not what I was used to seeing when I go to hospitals in the United States. But on the other hand, once you go through the normal part of the hospital and you get to the maternity ward where the women are going to give birth, completely different. Looks like two different hospitals. The maternity ward of the hospital is spectacular. The latest and greatest equipment, spick and span, beautiful. It's really a different thing, so I would give that a huge thumbs up. Now that I have had a baby in Costa Rica, that automatically qualifies me to get citizenship in the United States. So my baby, she'll get citizenship in Costa Rica because she was born here, but because her father is from the United States, she'll be a citizen there. And then me, I'll become a citizen here and a citizen in the U.S., and I'll have dual citizenship. So we hope that's answered quite a few questions that you might have had about what it's like to have a baby in Costa Rica. I'm sure that you have many others. We just can't cover them all, obviously. What we hope you'll do is we hope that you'll write to us and that you'll ask us any of the questions. Or maybe you just pick up the phone and call me. So my email address is chrisspears@gmail.com, or you can call me directly. My telephone number, obviously the area code first, is 506-8892-3809. Send me an email, pick up the phone and call me. Ask me any questions that you have about real estate or also about having a baby, and we hope that we can answer them. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch our video blog, and have a great day. In this blog series, showing you a beautiful picture, probably the most beautiful picture you're ever going to see in your whole life. It's of my baby Zoe coming to work with me. I'm showing her the ropes of real estate, letting her get to know what she's going to do when she gets older, or at the very least, what her papa does. Here's baby Zoe. Thanks so much for looking. Give us a call and ask us any of the questions you may have. Have a great day.